You know, life's got this funny way of throwing curveballs that knock you flat on your ass, only to hand you a bat later so you can swing back harder. My name's Emily, and if Yaud told me a couple years ago that my own sister would shatter our bond over some paranoid delusion, I'd have laughed it off. But here I am, spilling my guts about it all. Grab a coffee, or whatever this story's got layers. And it's gonna take a minute. It's messy. It's real. And yeah, it still gets me choked up sometimes. But stick with me, the ending's worth it. Let's rewind to where it all started. I grew up in Seattle, in one of those rainy suburbs where the houses all look the same, and the biggest drama is whose kid made the soccer team. My parents was solid, dad a mechanic, mom a teacher, but they divorced when I was 10, and my sister Sarah was 13. It wasn't ugly, just sad. Sarah took it harder than me. She became the responsible one, always bossing me around like she was my second mom. Emily, don't wear that skirt, it's too short. Emily, study harder or you'll end up flipping burgers. I loved her. Don't get me wrong, she was my big sis, my protector in school, when bullies picked on my braces or my awkward phase. But there was always this undercurrent of competition. Like she had to be the star, and I was the sidekick. We stayed close through high school. Sarah was the prom queen type blonde. Bubbly, always surrounded by friends. Me, brunette, a bit quieter, more into art and books. I sketched a lot, dreamed of being a graphic designer. Sarah went off to college for business, met guys left and right, while I stayed local, worked part-time at a coffee shop, and built my portfolio. By my mid-20s, ID landed a gig at a small ad agency downtown. Life was good, apartment with a view of the Sound, a cat named Whiskers, and weekend hikes with friends. Sarah, she bounced between jobs, always chasing the next big thing. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, she'd say, starting side hustles that fizzled out. Then came Mark. Sarah met him at a networking event. Tall, dark hair, that corporate charm with a suit that screamed ambitious. He was a finance guy, worked for some investment firm. She brought him home for Thanksgiving, and right away, I could see why she was smitten. Mark was polite, funny even, cracking jokes about Seattle's eternal drizzle. Emily, Sarah tells me you're the artistic one. Bet you could design a logo that makes rain look appealing. I laughed. We chatted about my work, and that was it. No sparks, no lingering glances, just normal family stuff. But Sarah started acting weird after that. She'd call me up, fishing for details. What did you think of Mark? He's great. Right. I'd say yeah. He's cool. Happy for you. Then the questions got pointed. Did he say anything about me when I was in the kitchen? It was like she was waiting for me to slip up. I brushed it off. Sisters get protective, especially with a ring on the horizon. Sure enough, 6 months later, Mark proposed. Sarah FaceTimed me screaming, showing off the diamond. You're my maid of honor. We're doing this big venue on the water. Fairy lights. The works. I was thrilled. We spent weeks planning dress fittings, cake tastings. I even designed their save the dates for free. The cracks showed at the engagement party. It was at this fancy rooftop bar, string lights twinkling over the city. Sarah was glowing in her white dress, Mark mingling with guests. I was there in a simple blue number, chatting with cousins. At one point, Mark and I ended up at the bar together. Congrats again, I said, clinking my glass to his. Sarah's lucky. He smiled. Nah, I'm the lucky one. Hey, that logo you did for your agency, impressive. Ever think about freelancing for finance firms? We talked shop for maybe 5 minutes, nothing flirty, just professional. But Sarah saw us, and her face twisted. She pulled me aside later, hissing in the bathroom. What the hell? You were all over him. I was stunned. What? We were talking about work 2 months before the wedding. She called me at work. We need to talk. Her voice was cold, like steel. I stepped into the hallway, heart pounding. What's up? She sighed dramatically. Mark, he has feelings for you. He admitted it. I nearly dropped the phone. What? That's insane. We've barely spoken. She cut me off. He said you're intriguing. That he admires your creativity. It's obvious. The way he lights up around you. I can't have that at my wedding. You're banned. Don't come. Banned. From my sister's wedding. I begged her to explain. To let me talk to Mark. This is a misunderstanding. You're ruining everything. I stood there in the rain. Sobbing. Feeling like the ground had swallowed me. Betrayal doesn't cover it. It was like Shed ripped out my heart and stomped on it. Why me? What had I done except exist? Mom tried mediating. Sarah's stressed. Honey, give her time. Dad, remarried and distant. Just said. Sisters fight. But this wasn't a fight, it was exile. The weeks blurred into a haze. I threw myself into work. But every bridal magazine or wedding post on social media was a knife twist. Friends rallied. She's jealous. You're thriving. She's insecure. Maybe. Sarah had always been the pretty one. But lately, I'd been getting compliments, building a name in design. Still, to accuse me of stealing her man. Delusional. I didn't go to the wedding. Obviously. Watched it unfold on Instagram stories from mutual friends Sarah in her gown. Mark beaming. Toasts and dances. It hurt like hell. Afterward, radio silence. No honeymoon pics shared with me. No. Sorry. Just gone. I hit rock bottom around then. Sleepless nights. Questioning everything. Was I too friendly? Did I unknowingly flirt? Therapy helped unpack it, turns out. Sarah's paranoia stemmed from her own issues. Maybe from our parents' divorce. But knowing that didn't fix the ache. I leaned on my friends. Started yoga. Even dated a bit. This guy Jake from the agency suite. But it fizzled. Life moved on. Slow and painful. Then, about a year later, the now part kicked in. It started with a call from Mom. Emily, Sarah's in trouble. My heart skipped, not worry. Exactly. But curiosity. Turns out, the marriage was crumbling. Mark had been distant since the honeymoon. Working late. Secretive. Sarah found texts on his phone, not to me. Thank God. But to some coworker named Ashley. Miss you already. Can't wait for our next meeting. Classic affair stuff. Sarah confronted him. And it blew up. He admitted it started months before the wedding, right around the engagement party. I was confused. He said, but it's not about Emily. It's us. Not about me. Sarah had nuked our relationship over nothing. The irony burned. She kicked him out. Filed for divorce. But karma wasn't done. In the split, finances came out Mark had been gambling. Racking up debt on secret accounts. Sarah, who'd quit her job to focus on the marriage, was left with half the mess. No prenup. Because love conquers all. She called me then. Voice breaking. I need help. Can we talk? I met her at a coffee shop near my place. She looked wrecked, bags under her eyes. Hair unkempt. Sorry. She blurted as soon as I sat. I was crazy. Mark. He never said anything about you. I made it up. Made it up. I stared. Anger bubbling. Why? Sarah. Why ban me? Accuse me. She cried. I was scared. You're so talented. So independent. Mark complimented you once. And I spiraled. Thought he'd want someone like you. Not me. It was jealousy. Plain and ugly. Part of me wanted to scream. To walk out. But she was my sister. Broken and alone. We talked for hours. She admitted therapy. How the divorce was draining her. I didn't forgive right away, trust me. It took time. But I helped where I could, connected her with a lawyer friend. Even let her crash on my couch when eviction loomed. Slowly, we rebuilt. Not like before. Scars don't vanish, but better. Honest. And me. That betrayal lit a fire. I quit the agency. Went freelance full time. Landed big clients, tech startups. Even a book cover for a bestseller. Met Alex, yeah. Another a name. Fate's funny on a hike, outdoor enthusiast. Kind eyes. No drama. We're engaged now. Planning a small ceremony with 0 bands. Sarah's my maid of honor. Redeemed. Looking back, Sarah's accusation was her own hell manifesting. But it pushed me to triumph. Betrayal sucks. but it can forge you stronger. If you're facing something similar, hang in there. The now might just be your comeback. Mine was. And damn, it feels good.